This video is all about North Carolina, and it's going to be a little bit confusing at the beginning because we left Tennessee, spent a night in Henderson, Asheville area, and Alexander, and then we did a whole video about South Carolina, and then we returned to North Carolina so I could get some medical stuff done at the VA. Had surgery about a week ago, but we spent some time in Asheville and Hendersonville, linked up with Randi. And we headed east, spent some time in Goldsboro towards the coast. Stayed a night prior to going to the Outer Banks, where we spent a good 4 or 5 days. And then we returned, saw Grumpy Cat, and linked up with Goldie. And then back to Asheville, which is where we are right now. And we are getting ready to leave North Carolina. Stay tuned because we have some big news that we're going to be announcing soon in a separate video. Okay, so we are officially out of Tennessee into North Carolina. Last night we did something a little bit different. My buddy Sam let us stay on his property, Alexander, North Carolina. So it was just a quick pit stop as we travel south towards Charleston. He runs a couple cabins that are available for rent. Farmside Village. I think he has 4 cabins. Look pretty nice, so check them out if you're in the area and you want to stay.
Not too far from Asheville, so very convenient.
And not too far from Hot Springs, so a lot to do around here. Max Patch is an hour away, so pretty cool. Today we're going to go to Craggy
Gardens off the Blue Ridge Parkway. Take the dogs for a walk there before we head over to a Harvest Host where we're going to crash tonight.
We're going to crash at a brewery. And I'm hopefully going to watch Tiger kick some ass in the Masters today for the second day.
And then we're meeting up with Randi, who I hiked with last year, a friend of Greg's hiking companion Rapture. We're going to go hiking tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that.
It should be in the 40s, so it's going to be a cold hike. More to come. Well, we are on Blue Ridge Parkway headed towards Craggy, whatever we said, but a ranger closed down the road with no explanation, so and that's the only way there, so we're trying to figure out what we want to do now. We might just drive the Blue Ridge Parkway for a little bit and take in the views.
Yep. That's what's called talent.
Where are we?
Pirate!
Huh? Who's this?
This is Pirate.
And where are we?
We're at
He's giving you kisses.
We're at Sideways Farm and Brewery. It's Harvest Host.
I hope you don't mind a video, Randi.
No, that's fine.
And this is Randi. We're reconnecting with Randi. Look at him giving
They have great drinks, and the babies are a bonus. We're leaving the dogs, and I'm taking this little dog.
I was just going to say, maybe they take trades.
Yep.
A little bit better acoustics out here, but we're at Sideways Farm and Brewery in Etowah, North Carolina. This is a Harvest Host, so we're parked on their property through Harvest Host, and we just had some beers, some pizza, and some donuts, and got to reconnect with Randi, who we hiked with about a year ago this week.
5 stars. Highly recommend. If you're in the area outside of Asheville, stop in and visit. All their business, they do a portion to a charity. This week it was oh boy, I'm already drawing a blank. Dang it! But
It goes to a charity.
Exactly.
And they have baby goats.
So,
More importantly, they have baby goats.
very cute. You get to cuddle and love on them.
More to come. Okay, had a nice quiet night here at the Sideways Farm and Brewery. Like we said, we definitely recommend it. The roosters will get you up at like 4 in the morning, so keep that in mind. Apparently they closed down Blue Ridge Parkway, so Jess and Randi had to adjust their hiking plans. They're gonna visit some state park and try for 8 miles. But I just managed to wrap up the van all by myself and block off Archer, who's up there, and then Trin, who's behind me. We're gonna head about 3 hours south to the national park in South Carolina. So back in North Carolina, we are at our friend Randi's house. She's hiking the AT for about a week. Jess is chicken sitting.
7 little lovely ladies over there.
Yep.
Get on your bed. Greg is doing some cod on the cast iron over the fire. And then I made some Greek orzo salad with spinach, tomatoes, Kalamata olives. Looks pretty tasty. What do you think? I think Trin wants some.
We are in Asheville and we are grabbing a beer at the New Belgium Brewing Company. Been to it in Fort Collins, so we'll see if it's the same or any different out here in Asheville. This is one of 2 breweries I want to go to, the other one being Sierra Nevada, so we'll probably go there tomorrow. Alright, so we've spent a few days, finally finished all of our chores, cleaned out both of these things really good. I repainted the grill and some of the running boards that needed touched up, and then we just went and we're going to upgrade our mattress. And rather than spend thousands from a van company, we're going to attempt to cut a memory foam mattress ourselves and do the bolsters.
Custom fit.
Jess is going to do it all.
I'm used to doing everything.
Jerk. Alright, I'm gonna let it expand overnight. Okay, so it's the next morning. That is our current mattress, which you can see is only like maybe 2-3 inches thick. We put that on top of the one that we just bought with the bolsters right there. I'm just gonna kind of use that as a template. Got an electric carving knife. Hopefully that'll cut the foam fairly decent, and then we'll use the marker and straight edge to cut straight lines. Hopefully this goes good. One down, not pretty, but don't care what it looks like as long as it's functional. About ready to do the bolsters now, just laid out the template. Figured out why that dog bed we got yesterday was only 25 bucks, because this is what was inside. No protection or anything if something was spilled or an accident was had. So what we're doing, I just tore up our old mattress topper and we're gonna use the scraps from what we cut and give them a nice memory foam big bed.
Hi guys, we are finally done with all our chores with the van and whatnot. So we are having some relaxing time, headed to Sierra Nevada to have some brews in the sunshine.
Trim, what's that? Little bunny rabbit. Archer's new favorite animal. Bud, what was that?
No. Come on.
Let me go say hi. He's an excited doggy. There it is over there. I'm staring at it. Too fast for you, buddy. All right, last day here at Randi's. We went to get tacos for lunch today at one of my favorite taco joints, the White Duck Taco. If you ever have the opportunity, I definitely encourage you to do so. They have a bunch of awesome flavors and different types of tacos. So we are heading to the Outer Banks tomorrow. We'll be there for about 4 days. It's been nice to take care of everything that we had to here, but looking forward to getting back out there and boondocking. Going to Cape Lookout, and I don't think there's any amenities there. So it'll be nice to just park and enjoy the beach. I think this guy has missed the grass and just laying around all day in the sun.
Hello again. We are on our way towards the Outer Banks. We just made a little detour, drove through Raleigh, hitting Goldsboro, and now we are in our very first neighborhood. We're going to drive by our first home that we bought when we came back from Germany back in 2005.
I think we were married a total of 3 months at that time.
Longer than that.
4 months.
Felt like 10 years.
Still so we planted all these shrubs 17 years ago. They look pretty good now.
We just pulled into Flanders Beach Campground. It's in Croatan National Forest in New Bern. Just gonna stay here tonight before heading to the ferry to go out to Cape Lookout National Seashore tomorrow.
This is how you defrost cod fillets when you forget to take them out of the freezer.
Don't look at me.
Someone forgot to take them out of the freezer when we got to camp.
Well, we didn't get to camp till 5 o'clock, so... Yeah.
So I'm burning all my arm hairs, and hopefully these things will defrost so I can cook them on the cast iron. Alright, today is Outer Banks. We got about an hour and a half drive to catch the ferry to Cape Lookout. Alright, here's the boat. Not very big. Probably can only fit 3 or 4 cars. I was expecting a big ferry.
airing down, getting ready to do some exploring. Tons and tons of fighting flies here on the sound side.
Alright, aired down. I don't know if we're gonna last 3 days with these flies if they keep up. They were absolutely brutal out there. I guess they just hatched. Bring lots of water at the Outer Banks. It's 166 degrees right now.
Like that, how could I wanna be anywhere else? Got a heart of gold and a soul to match. Can measure this moment in a photograph. You look so beautiful, baby. I know you're the love of my life. You changed my world. Yeah, you saved me.
Okay, I think we are on the most northern point of this island. There's no one up there that we can see. Wind has been the story today. Like, it is brutal. Sustained 20-25 miles an hour, and everything we own is covered with sand. So we had to pick between black flies that attack or winds, and we chose winds. So we'll try some place different tomorrow, but everything we own right now is covered in sand, and we're just trying to stay out of the wind the best we can. High tide is right now, so we're keeping an eye on that so we don't find ourselves in a bad spot tomorrow morning when it returns. So we'll mark that, and hopefully we'll be good to go.
Taking flight, worlds below, diminishing and clear. Whisper in.
We are heading to the lighthouse. I'm driving about 11 miles on the coast. Got it in our sights now.
Like the angels, you can like a fairy tale.
Archer. Archer. You want crab legs for lunch? Here. Want some crab legs? What is that? It made it to the lighthouse on the island, so we're gonna go. We can't drive right up to it, and it's closed down on the inside, but we're gonna walk to it and see what we can see. I'm feeling pretty good with the legs. I'm just gonna gimp with no crutches for the first time.
Full speed through your dreams, spread wings over memory.
This is why I hate the beach. Had to put that inside, and that's what it left. A big pile of sand for us to clean up. She found the shade.
bunch of lazy butts. Busted out the Chilbo Schwaggens, our inflatable lounger. It was meant for me, however, Gregory has commandeered it. He's overdone it. Pretty spectacular day today. Got this whole stretch of beach to ourselves.
High clouds drifting away, leaving those shadows under. First step out of the maze, follow the path and wander. And we go with no illusions. And we leave all our conclusions. Remember, hope instead, the best is up ahead. Oh, living with no regret. Oh, we don't have to look back. Steady, not in a rush, letting the future unfold. Always anchored in trust, finding the strength to be bold. And we go with no illusions. And we leave all our conclusions. Remember, hope instead, the best is up ahead. Oh, living with no regret. Oh, we don't have to look back. All fears run clear, living with no regret. Scale high in stride, we don't have to look back.
Time to say goodbye to the island. There's our ride coming in.
Alright, we're in New Bern, North Carolina. Just left the Outer Banks. It was a good time. Highly recommend it. Good to be back on pavement, but we're stopping here to print out some stuff at a public library.
For why?
Not saying it. You wuss. Going for the top? Actually, you can't do that.
Why not?
Uh-huh.
The rule is you can't go for the very top.
Oh, okay.
Very top, yeah.
You can go from the wherever there's three pieces. Well,
Oh, let it go. You gotta let it go. Yes. Beat by a 7-year-old. We like doing videos after the fact instead of letting you know what we're doing. But we stayed at this Harvest House, which is R&R Brewing in Mount Olive, North Carolina. Pretty nice. There's 3 hookups, so if you need hookups with water and electricity, they have it. Outdoor area is nice. Let dogs run around. Lots of outdoor games and stuff like that. We got to link up with Grumpy Cat, have a few beers with him. And today we are pushing through Durham and hopefully going to meet up with Goldie, have lunch with him, and then we're going to push further west towards Asheville and stay
Bandits Roost is a Corps of Engineers campground.
Yep, so that'll be our last night before getting into an Air BnB and being back in Asheville for the next 10 days. So
More to come. Alright, we just had lunch with Greg's friend Goldie from the Appalachian Trail last year, and we are currently at Army Corps of Engineers campground, Bandits Roost in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Pretty awesome. Somebody canceled last minute. We got this last night. So we're stopping here on our way to Asheville. Got a nice view of the reservoir. And now we're taking the pups for a walk.
I haven't been using the crutches the past few days. This is gonna be like the first real test. I don't know if it's smart or not. I'm supposed to start therapy in about a week. Definitely feel it, but give it a shot. These Corps of Engineer campsites I don't think we've been to a bad one yet. They're pretty nice.
This one's very spacious.
Just like state parks, they're pretty nice. And Corps of Engineers are usually a lot cheaper. Doing burgers tonight with a lazy pup. Perfect weather though.
Before the rain comes in.
Yeah, we're gonna have
The rain, I think.
10 days of rain, and we are in an Air BnB for 10 days.
Perfect time.
So I planned that perfectly. We have a high quality burger flipper there that just fell into the fire.
Right there. Here.
Thanks, Charboil. All right, been in Asheville for about 6 days. At an Airbnb. Had surgery about 5 days ago. I'm feeling a little bit better today. This is gonna be the first real test with no crutches on a walk. My abdomen hurts a little bit. Hopefully I won't be overdoing it, but I'm gonna walk and see how far I can make it on the French Broad River in Asheville. This is our last night in North Carolina, our final night here in the Airbnb here in Asheville. Spent a lot of time in North Carolina. We are heading to Jess's family's farm in Ohio, so we got a long drive ahead of us. It's about 9 hours away. Thoughts on North Carolina?
I would not mind living here if our other plans fall through.
So speaking of other plans, we'll be putting out another video shortly that explain kind of an update and plans moving forward, and kind of an announcement of sorts of things that are ongoing with us. This Airbnb was nice for the dogs. They have definitely missed having big beds to lay in and stuff like that, but Outer Banks was pretty cool. This is a really cool area here, but it's growing really quickly, so I'm curious how it's going to be in 5 years.
I really enjoyed hiking in the Smokies. It was awesome. Spending time with Randy.
Yep, I got to spend a lot of time with Randy, so we'll end this video after this. I'll just share some photos of their hike yesterday. They went up to Mount LeConte, which is the highest peak in the Smokies. Did a 16-mile day, which is your biggest day by far, right?
Yes.
So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty jealous. Other than that, happy trails.
And catch you in the next one.
Looking in your eyes, I know that all I need is by my side. When everything is wrong, you make it right. The only one who brings me back to life. I've been trying to look for all of these things to hold on to, but oh, I'm finding better days with you. Hold on to me tight as we dive into the